Healed by folk of woad and brought to high abode, the company quests south through green field. Of bees, mead, and trade, a selfless ritual of aid. Fallen a fell tree, what fruit will it yield? Welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line, folks. This is the most criminally underwatched actual play series on the internet. This is episode 4 of our Mythic Bastionland campaign of the Adamant Expanse. My name is John. I am the referee for the evening, and going around the horn tonight we have...
Hi, I'm David, and I'll be playing Sir Meridian, the Mirror Knight.
Hi, everyone. I am Matt. I play Brunor the Black, the Iron Knight.
Normally, we would have Mike playing Sir Malachi, the Bloody Knight, and Ted playing Sir Aurelius, the Dove Knight, but they are dead to us tonight. We have a dynamic duo episode. So, yeah, there's pros, there's cons, mostly pros. Because the
two pros,
in fact. Done.
Yeah. yeah. All right, he did it already.
Yeah, sorry, I beat you to the chase.
Jump right in there. You got to jump in.
Okay, so first of all, it's been a minute. I know it has, unless you're watching this in the far future. We were at Between Two Cons. We had a great time. Filmed our first live show game against the Horse Lord by Brad Kerr. That is now publicly available to watch and or listen to. So go check that out if you haven't already. But we are back, and we are glad to be back in the proverbial saddle in Mythic Bastionland once again. So the big news from episode 3 is that apparently all of you out there can't get enough of whenever John screws up the combat rules. I know this is part of your interaction with us. This is how you feel close to us. It allows you to kind of say, hey, I know this thing that John didn't know. Well, that's going to be a very, very common thing, you see, because I'm learning this game at the same time that we all are learning this game together. And mistakes will happen. I can promise you, though, that the amount of times that I was told that you do not add the result of a D12 and you just take that as another number that could possibly be higher, that was well drilled into my head. I got it now. So thank you so much for clarifying that. And I really do appreciate it. Your pedantry does not go unnoticed.
Listen. The sub-dom relationship here is John's the dom, guys. I don't know if you're getting this.
Yeah. Not that I'm bitter at all.
The pain pigs aren't us. No, I'm kidding.
So, yeah, I got it. A mistake made, and it will be corrected in the future. So, thankfully, and oh my gosh, thank God I remembered the deny feat from last time during the session, or I think the entire internet may have collapsed around 3 dishes down the line. But we managed to actually correct that in the moment. Thank God. Okay. That said, let's talk about episode 3 real quick. Real briefly, what happened was they woke up from their resounding defeat by Desistizi the Watcher at the area of the Wailing Heavens Sanctum by the Orbital Seer. They had been tended by some woodsmen in the intervening weeks, and they headed out of the mountains, navigating some fog-shrouded pathways down south into the Sundowns, the sweeping grasslands that dominate the western part of the Adamant Expanse, intent on finding another seer, the spectral seer at the Iris of the World Sanctum, which they have a feeling they know where it is. They are going generally towards the south, hoping to get some more information. So they galloped across the grasslands, gave their horses free rein, and they came upon the Sundown Hiveworks in Meadery. And that place was very, very busy with preparations for Scepter Mass, as they were shipping stuff off across Lake Arnile to the seat of power, Actopion. And they met 2 important NPCs. They met the chief apiarist, Prentice, and they met the chief brewer, Samsun, who happened to be suffering from some sort of mysterious illness. They also encountered the local drunk by a kid by the name of Davitt. So you found out that Samson had a strange illness and that he had no heir apparent to his title and resigned himself to that fate. It was kind of really sad. Although they were not able to determine, the Bloody Knight specifically was not able to determine what exactly the nature of that disease is. Sir Meridian would manage to alleviate his pain briefly by performing an early morning ritual in the shallows of the lake, and used his mirroring ability to actually take some of Samson's pain and bring it into himself, thus alleviating some of Samson's, although it didn't obviously cure the disease. And that basically formed a really tight bond with Samson, which was pretty cool. That took our mirror knight, David Sermurdian, down to 0 vig. And so he almost drowned in the lake shallows. And in that brief moment when his life was forfeit, he actually had a vision of the city. So you decided to take Samson to the Spectral Seer with you to hopefully find out more information, or maybe hoping that the Spectral Seer may have a means to heal him of his disease. And you also decided to take Davith, the drunk, with you as well, with Sir Malachi, Mike, hoping that, he's going to have this be a test run to see if Davith might be worthy of becoming a squire. So you've got 2 NPCs with you now, Samson,
sweet,
and Davith. And then as you left the Sunworks, you were traveling through the grasslands, and you happened upon a small copse of trees where you heard a bird in distress, and you found out that a horrible sentient tree of some sort, a gigantic tree that was sapping the life from the surrounding forest, was actually dragging a gigantic peacock into its gaping maw. You charged upon it, and there was a really cool battle, and you defeated the tree and managed to save the peacock. You have since retreated back with the peacock, and you also took with you, or actually I was going to ask you this as a first thing. I can't remember if you took it with you, or maybe you just noticed that there was also a saddle.
Yep.
That was of a strange make and shape that looked like it actually fit the peacock. And indeed, the peacock is large enough to actually be a steed, should you assume it was domesticated in some form. It's very, very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely would have taken that saddle because it sounded cool.
I would assume that to be the case. So, starting situation right now, it is still spring, the green season. The month is still petals. We are very close to the Feast of Septimass. All right, Septimass is a realm-wide ceremony where all vassals and knights are required to come to the seat of power and reaffirm their fealty to the ruler, who is Queen Ingomara, the Empty Knight. So that is fast approaching. David is going to be our Knight Marshal tonight. There's only 2 of you, so I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. Currently, you are in the midst of the Sundowns. Let's switch over to Miro real quick. The horse is in the correct hex right now. Mm-hmm. So you're just southwest of the High Horse. You would actually, I believe, were galloping, but during the morning phase, but then you encountered that tree. So right now it's around... Oh, no, it wasn't. We weren't galloping, I remember.
Because David was too.
Yeah. And the one thing that I forgot to do last season was another one of David's cool things that he made for our thing, which is when the knights are wounded, we actually have these really cool crows, which you can now see in front of all of your frames, because guess what? All 4 of you are wounded.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a slow trickle that they could kind of figure out discreetly, but when we all eat it.
But wait,
John,
John,
I have one.
Go ahead.
I have one rules arbitration question. Not to be too pedantic, I know this is a sore subject for you, but does given the amount of visions we've had at dire junctures, does auto asphyxiation expedite the sort of visions of the city if I just sort of have a go at it? Or
this was fantastic.
do you think that's like a skill I could unlock? Or we call it caradining,
I'm getting a little uncomfortable. Can I take a break?
All right. Let's anyway, continue. Okay. Sorry, Matt. You had a serious question, I think.
Well, I don't know how serious it is, but wait, I don't think I was injured. Was I? I got hit once, and then I got hurt in the first round, but I don't think it got down to my big.
If you still have guard left, then you are not wounded. Do you have guard?
Yeah, left? I still have guard. After we did the reconfiguration of the battle.
Well, that makes me happy because I couldn't do the animation for the crow.
Oh, bye crow!
Yay, bye crow! Okay.
I believe after the redaction, it was Ted who remained injured and was being pulled into the maw, and that's when
that makes sense. Right, yeah. Pretty sure Malachi is still too, but anyways,
I think
probably
he is because his armor kicked in, like his bloody armor kicked in, so it definitely he's wounded. Yeah.
He's wounded. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's right. His whole thing triggers with that. Okay. So we've already had an episode where there was a player missing. I believe it was David one time, but just to reaffirm, now that there's only 2 players, that we're doing the same thing that we do with all of our campaigns, where the PC players who are absent are just in the cloud. But we will, so you don't have any of their gear, you don't have any access to their abilities. However, you do, any NPCs or retainers that are with the group are still here. Okay, so even though Davith is technically sort of Malachi's soon-to-be squire, perhaps, Malachi is in the cloud, but Davith is still present.
Davith's still around. Okay, good. Sure. We might need all the help we can get.
Okay, so we're picking up literally where we left off. Remember, that's not necessarily the same. They're going to be the case every single session, but in this case, it is. It's in the immediate aftermath of the battle with the tree. The peacock. You have retreated, maybe 100 yards, probably further southwest from the copse of trees, to sort of regroup. You have this bird, and the bird is shivering. It's quite large. It's looking warily at all of you, and it's sort of moving its head jerkily. It appears to be exhausted more than physically hurt. You don't see any blood or anything like that, but it looks very much in disarray. And it makes these pitiful sort of warbling cries. And its tail, which you would assume would be, which you haven't seen in its full majesty yet, because it has no reason to display it right now, is like a long bridal veil, right? And it just stretches back for many, many feet. I'd say probably close to 10 to 15 feet behind it. Just this huge long tail that's just twitching on the ground a little bit. And it's just sort of lying down.
So I would like to calm and reassure this bird, and not knowing, animals have all these different reactions to dominance and submissiveness and stuff. But knowing that this bird, or assuming that this bird was a mount of some sort, I would approach this like I would approach my own horse if it were spooked, right? Mm-hmm. I would come home, or I'd walk slowly, extend a hand below its head so that it doesn't seem scary. Walk up, and I'm gonna offer a cloak, like one of the blankets that we have to drape over our horses after they've been run hard. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to, very slowly and carefully, reassuringly try to calm this beast.
Okay. But you're not bringing any sort of weird ability to bear or anything like that, right?
I have no weird ability. I could cut its head off, but I don't think that would calm it. I mean, it would calm it, but just once.
Yeah. So it twitches a little bit whenever you approach it, but it sort of realizes that it doesn't have much of a choice but to accept your ministrations. So it just makes these really pitiful warbling sounds. And you give it a good look over, and as I said, it appears to be more frightened and a victim of trauma rather than any sort of permanent harm. But something else seems to be bugging it. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a forlornness to the cries.
Sure. I'm with that in mind, I'd like to, let's say, I've come to enough from all of the sort of chaos, mm-hmm. that I can direct my fated steed Nadir over towards the still gaping maw of this dead tree. Mm-hmm. Yes,
it's split in half. Remember that it basically burst open. So now it's two really gigantic halves.
Yeah. But presumably there's a depth at the center that I can look into.
Remember, bones exploded outwards.
Well, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So methinks a knight may have perished or been lost within this. And maybe yet digested, maybe still alive. But I'd like to, sort of, Samson, Davith, come, let us help. And I have it's called a hook axe. It's hefty. It's a D8. I'm envisioning it like a Dane axe, like a tall classic Viking style axe. Mm-hmm. If it's a two-handed thing, right? Uh-huh. And I think I'm going to just sort of try to, Davith, help me dismount. and kind of use it as a crutch, if that makes sense, as I'm walking because I'm really feeble.
Sure.
And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, because it's like
Cut your arm off.
I
But
think it
okay.
has like a Danax has like a very long haft. Is my point. I think
Yeah.
that's maybe what this is referencing. If it's a hefty big thing,
We can go with it just so you're aware. Mechanically, hefty.
it's not the same thing.
Hefty is one-handed. It just means that you can't carry another hefty item in the other hand.
Right. I'm conflating this.
Long is the trait that actually means two-handed. But I like.
I'm
visual,
conflating.
so
You're right.
it's
You're
totally
right.
fine.
I'm conflating the two. But regardless, I hobble over.
Yeah.
With the help of Davith and Samson, and sort of if there's light enough to see within, peer into the center of these bone piled sort of like stomach of this. This is giving me mothership vibes very quickly. Watch out, Brunor. A body could fly out and hit you, you know. And if it isn't lit enough, I would get a torch or some sort of light source and kind of toss it down. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it's fine. So it's daylight out, right? So you're in the middle of this copse, but again, there's not a lot of other tree cover around because it's sapped the life out of the surrounding stuff. So and now it's dead. So the sun is shining down in the midst of this sort of little clearing. And it doesn't look like that there is a cavern underneath or a cavity under where the tree is. It's split open, and underneath is there's spilled bones everywhere and charred sawdust.
Do I see any? Sorry, go ahead.
It looks like there's that there for a very long time there likely was no real life in the tree at all. It was rotten to the core, almost.
Do I see any fleck of cloth or metal or something that might indicate that buried within the bones is the knight that rides this peacock, which is the supposition I'm running on right now?
Not anything that would clarify that to your mind. There's a lot of random bones, but there appears to be a mixture. You could easily tell there's a mixture of it's mostly woodland creatures, smallish bones, some larger that are obviously animals, like perhaps deer, but there is some human bones as well.
Okay. I'm just gonna rifle around, and then if I can like kind of climb into the pile, just rifle around and look for anything while Sir Bruno is carrying to the peacock. That's it for me right now. Okay.
And I think what Brunor will do is he'll start to kind of coo and whistle to this thing in like a low way, kind of like imitating some of its like calmer bird sounds that he's heard somewhere along the way. Mm-hmm. And he's going to take out that saddle that he rescued from under the tree, mm-hmm. and very slowly he wants to see like how this bird responds to it. He's going to try to saddle this bird up to see if it's like reassuring to this, mount to be kind of like put back into its presumed function. Right.
So the peacock stumbles to its feet, kind of canters to the side a little bit whenever you sort of bring the saddle carefully towards it. And it swoops its long neck and the little what's the those feathers that sort of like
little feather things
up top, like sort of float up. Then you can tell that it immediately recognizes the saddle. It knows the saddle, but it sways its head sort of menacingly at you and dances sideways. Every time you try to come, even though you're being very gentle, you come a little bit closer, it dances sideways.
Okay, again. So it's not into it. Okay.
Sir Meridian, back at the tree, you do notice something strange occurs as you're kind of rifling through there, that the roots themselves, and remember at the moment of its death, it appeared briefly to appear like a dragon, like a scaled dragon's maw. The roots that were serpentine at one point, they actually visibly start to contract and disappear back into the ground. And underneath...
sorry. I was going to say, before one fully contracts, can I try to heft it with the axe and see if anything other than sap sort of emerges from the wound?
When you do so, sawdust spills out.
Okay.
Like a wheezing sawdust. And there's actually a wheezing sound before it wriggles back underneath the earth. It reveals underneath a loamy surface of ground, and you can see that there are tracks that lead back towards Sir Brunor in that general direction.
Human tracks.
They are, yeah. They appear to be human tracks, yeah.
All right, I would.
Actually, there's a combination. It's from human tracks, and there also appears to be some horse prints as well, and peacock talons.
Sure. But okay, well, I'm going to follow those tracks in the direction that they're pointing towards Sir Brunor, and if they continue past Sir Brunor, I'll continue, following them.
Yeah. So they kind of take a vector like a little bit away from Sir Brunor, but generally in the right direction. So as you kind of pass by, you sort of wave to them and say, like, I found them, right? And you when you look up towards the horizon, you're facing like southwesterly a little bit. I can't remember what the weather was. Because it would be the same weather as last time, but I don't remember whatever.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was too horrible. You see that there is a very thin wisp of smoke. It's going up in the air.
I see. Brothers, it looks as if whatever was trapped by this great bestial tree may have made flight and survived. There's a wisp over there, shall we?
Oh. Yes, we must check, and here perhaps come on, and I'll try to tempt the bird. He doesn't have like a bridle or anything to lead him, right? I wouldn't think so. So yeah, I'll take out some of my ration, some of the not knowing anything about giant peacocks. I'll take out some of the oats and grains that we have for the horses, and I'll hold it out and kind of try to lead it in that direction. Come on, we will find your friend, huh? Come on. Come.
It just cocks its head at you. It doesn't seem to be interested in the food. It like looks at you carefully, and as you sort of start to move away, it just stands there for a little bit. It ruffles itself, and it still doesn't spread out its back fan or anything like that. But as you slowly make your way towards the smoke, it follows in your wake.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
There you
Very
go.
Carefully.
See, he's very smart. He's very smart. It's a bird, but
Interesting. So yeah, we'll proceed towards the wisp of smoke, John. Just in case there's danger, I'm going to be cautious and get back on my horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
perhaps
approach slowly and just sort of like scan, for a campsite or something like that. Yeah.
Sure.
I want to try to make sure I'm at his side so I can, knowing how weak he is, I want to protect him if
True.
Yes.
Maybe Davos should get on my steed with me and just sort of hold me by the waist.
Yeah, I would say like amongst the existing crew right now, only Sir Brunor is looking right as rain. So Meridian, you're down to big zero. Samson is diseased. Davith is still shaking off drunkenness. Although he, what's interesting about Sir Davith, what's it about Davith is that this kid, remember, he's like, what did I say, 16, 17, something like that. He is starting to sober up. And so he's losing that sort of foolish behavior, but now he's becoming very, what's the word? Reserved, because he's dealing with withdrawal. He's dealing with withdrawal.
Man.
He's just feeling very not good.
That's a hard life for a 17-year-old man.
Yeah.
Davith, what do those elven eyes see? Davith, yeah, I don't have anything to say, actually. Never mind. I'm not going to press him for a sight of the future every time we go somewhere.
You notice that the smoke does not appear to be that far away. Mechanically, don't forget that if you had fatigue from failing your saves for feats, you don't have that anymore, and as well, all of your guard is back.
Guard goes back up.
Refilled all your guard. All right.
Great.
Okay. So
We make for the smoke.
Warily, looking for the smoke, heading towards the smoke, you see appear relatively nearby. Actually, it's just over you. The reason that you couldn't see the source of it is because it's rolling fields, right? There's plenty of areas where your sight line is broken up. You crest one particularly high hill, and you look down over the fields, and you see that there is a patch of actual farmed land, and in the center of that patch, there's a small homestead. You wouldn't even call it like it's not even a village. It's just like literally like a one person's home. Yeah, you see that there is a very easy to see that there is a couple people working nearby. It looks like this is a a place that farms tomatoes and leafy greens. You don't see too much livestock at all. The one animal that you do see is a stunningly. No, I'm sorry, you don't see that. Never mind.
One of those invisible animals.
One of those invisible animals. Yeah. But you see that there is a sturdy, short man, someone who is used to working in the fields. He sort of stands up and takes off his hat and wipes his brow, and he looks, and it's about noontime, right? Ish. So I guess it's right above. So he kind of puts his hand over his brow, and he looks up at the figures standing on top of the hill. Doesn't wave at you, but you could just see he's seen you. He's like fanning his hat, right?
I'll throw sort of a hand up like this in a friendly gesture.
He does a returning wave, and he doesn't run, but he just turns calmly back towards the door, and he walks into his house.
Any reaction from the bird as we get into sight of this?
The bird is watching you.
Okay.
From a distance.
All right.
Is there any scent? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I make sure to keep that bird calm and interested. I'll keep the food available, even though it doesn't seem interested in. But I'll walk near it. I'll reach out occasionally and stroke it if it allows me. Trying to keep it, engaged and supported. Yeah, go ahead, David.
I think we should just slowly, approach down the hill. Mm-hmm. But while we're doing that, the hearth is burning because that's what the smoke is coming out of, right?
Yeah, so like a small chimney.
Is there any scent attached to it, or does it just smell like burning wood?
Oh, it smells like burning wood.
Okay.
Yes.
So they're not cooking anything that we're aware of. No long pig yet. No night leg.
Yeah, everything seems pretty kosher just from a brief view.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Also, I should have said that this entire time maybe took like 15, 20 minutes of travel. Okay. You're following the tracks, and the tracks do lead to this farmstead.
Okay.
And again, the tracks are one human, one horse, and one peacock.
Two
peacock
human,
has
two. So the peacock tracks were only around the tree itself.
I figured, yeah.
The two humans and the horse were in a scrum around the tree, but then they also move away and they are continuing towards the towards the farmstead.
We approach the house and call out, hello. We are knights. We seek some shelter, some shared hospitality. Can you come out, please?
The door slams open, the wooden door, and a young boy. Well, not that young actually. Probably about David's age. He's tow-headed though, and has a page boy haircut, and he's wearing like a rough tabard that's kind of shredded a little bit. Looks like he's been in a fight recently, and he's looking a little bit dirty. But he stumbles out of the door, and he's holding some sort of parchment in his hand, and he stops on the porch. And he looks up at you with amazement as you're approaching, and he bows really low in like a kind of ridiculous semblance of a bow, like way overdone for your station, but he's trying his best. And he goes, Sirs. And he runs up.
Hello, good. I'm wounded, right? Hello, yeah. Good boy, good child, young man,
squire, young squire, perhaps.
Yes.
Indeed, sir. I am a squire.
Hail and well met. What is your name? It would seem that the fates have shined upon you today, for we, the knights of the land, arrive at your doorstep.
Indeed, sir, it is a blessing. My name is Goyon.
Goyon. All right.
Indeed. I am squire to Sir Ogan, the gilded knight.
Is this peacock his? I'll turn back. I'll gesture behind
it. It is, sir.
I imagined it might be gilded as a peacock is.
Sir Ogan has sent me out to greet you, and he brings word from the seat of power. Here, sirs. And he bows low and hands you this scroll.
Sir Bruno, you're more literate than I. Why don't you take a read?
I reach out. You have done a good job as squire. Your knight, Sir. What was his name again? Sir Ogan?
Sir Ogan, sir. The gilded knight.
I did get it right. There you go. He is okay. We were concerned in fighting the tree that perhaps he has been injured. before we
Not
read
for me
the
to
letter,
say, sir.
make sure. Yeah.
You can meet him presently, but he demanded that you see this scroll first.
All right, as long as he is okay, sure, I will take a look at your letter. Sure.
Okay,
I read the
so
letter.
you take a look, and it is sealed with a blazon on top of it. And that blazon is a 5-petaled, stylized white orchid on an indigo field. If we used the correct terms, I believe the correct terms of oh my God, I forgot the name of the actual art form, and someone's going to tell me and give me a whole diatribe about it in the comments, but of heraldry, it is azure, an orchid of 5 petals, argent. And it is sealed with that, and you break that seal and take a look, and it's a remarkable scroll, beautiful, gilt, the whole 9 yards, illuminated, and it says in flowery language, it says, "Newly arrived knights to the Adamant Expanse, your recent bravery in the face of immense peril has been remarked upon by the crown. You are hereby summoned forthwith to the carpeted throne of Actopion, there to assert your fealty to the Sedentat Temporis and to enjoy her hospitality at the Feast of Septimas."
Well, this is perfect. This is where we were going and what we were going to do anyway. It is nice to see it formalized. Thank you, good Squire, Squire Goyen. Good job.
My pleasure, sirs. My pleasure.
Goyen, was this letter intended for us or for any knights that might enter into these fields anew?
I can't say, sir. That would be Sir Ogun's to say. Here.
Okay, this man, all right.
Indeed, sir. Yes,
I'll go ahead
when Ludmer came in and told us that he espied knights on the hill, Sir Ogun immediately demanded that I come meet you with this scroll.
Laudanum, is that the other guy's name?
Laudanum? No, Ludmer.
Ludmer, I see. Ludmer, who must be the owner of this house. I see.
Indeed, he's granting us hospitality.
Where can I hitch my dearest horse so that I might meet your master?
You may have your squire. Take him over yonder to the post.
I'll look at Davath and kind of I'll shrug and kind of give it to, I'm the surrogate master, I suppose, while Mike's gone. I'll give him the bridle to my horse and to Sir Bruno's as well. If you'd like, Sir Bruno.
Oh yes, I look at him and I say, "This is a test. It is your first. I think you can do this. I believe in you." Take them right over there, tie them up good. They won't go run away.
And I'll go over to the front door and just sort of gently. Oh, it's already open, right?
Yeah.
I will stand in the doorway and I'll sort of do a partial bow, silhouetted by the light behind me, and wait for my eyes to adjust and see what is inside.
You hear a cheery female voice say, "Come in, knights, come in."
I do.
Don't be shy. Hospitality's granted. Please cross the threshold.
Well, enter. I will ask Goyen. You are familiar with this animal? You can calm her. You can stable her as well.
I'll take care of the peacock. Indeed, Capo's his name. Capo.
Capo.
Capo like trills a little bit, and as it spies Goyon, and it trots over, and you see its feather tail sort of spread a little bit on the ground and ruffle, and it comes up and it starts to coo, and Goyon starts to stroke the back of its head a little bit.
See, I knew it was missing something. I'm glad you found
going to be so happy to see you that you're okay. So you step in and you see a very humble farmstead. Don't need to go into too much detail. Very humble. It's a rather crowded space though, because you're all in there. Goyon's in there. There is Ludmer and Letette are the husband and wife. They're a little old. It looks like their children are either gone or have perished, or perhaps they were not able to have any, but they're just.
We're really jumping to conclusions fast.
Was it plague or TB, John?
But my point is that there's only 2 of them.
Sure.
And you see sitting at the table in the center of the room, like the dinner table, and dominating the entire thing, and all activity seems to circle around him, is a knight. Very easy to tell that it's a knight. For this knight has a huge mace gilt and beautiful, wearing a gold cloak that shimmers even in the dark light, the shadows of this homestead, that is spread out regally, even as he sits with one leg kicked forward underneath the table. It spreads out behind him towards the hearth, which is glowing merrily. He wears, he has not deigned to take it off. He wears gold plate mail. And he has a gold mask, which he has raised up to reveal his face, which is unbelievably beautiful.
Oh.
Has a haughty and confident air. And says, well, well, well. What do we have here?
How's it going, Playboy?
It has been a while since we have seen you. It is lovely to see you again. It was a strange fantasy, I think, that we had a long time ago.
Do I know you?
Hello, hello. I do not believe we have had the honor. We are new to this realm. I am Sir Bruno the Black, the Iron Knight. It is my pleasure to meet you, sir.
And you?
Who, me? Yes, I am Sir Meridian, the Mirror Knight. Tell us, how did you become parted with your dearest mount?
Right away with the questions, I see.
Yes. Well, Capo's been telling us all about it, but I'd like to hear it from you.
You've brought Capo with you, have you?
We have.
Well, that is very, very well.
With some great difficulty, yes, we were able to rescue him from the maw of the terrible tree creature. I think perhaps you met this thing?
Oh, I did. I did indeed. Proved to be a bit much for me by myself, I must say. Goyon, you indolent boy, bring Capo over here. Yes, sir, right away, sir. And he knuckles his brow. And Capo comes in, and now it's like super crowded. It's just gigantic friggin' birds in the farmstead as well. And he doesn't seem to care at all. He just expects everyone to sort of move out of his way. He says, Capo, my dearest, has anybody hurt you? Were you hurt by that poor tree? No, that's good. So good to see you again, Capo. And he's like cooing and just loving Sir Ogun.
Sure. I'm going to turn to Sir Bruno very quietly and go, I don't know if it's just this guy's voice, but he seems, I don't know, he doesn't seem super nice.
Oh, we shall see. We shall see. It's not
he has a bit of a villain affect to me.
Goyon, did you hand him the scroll?
I did, sir. They've read it.
I assume the contents must be the same as I myself received. Summons to Octopion to the carpeted throne, perhaps.
It is
precisely.
Yes, it is. It's quite fortuitous. This is the place that we were heading ourselves. Yes.
I take it you two are new to these lands.
New to the lands. That's rich, very rich.
No, you're not. This is your old stomping grounds.
Oh no, indeed, my stomping grounds, as you so coarsely put it. I like that. I like that quite a lot. I shall use that from now on.
Hey, you're a charmer, aren't you?
These are my stomping grounds. In fact, I was traveling from my family's ancestral holdings in the towering woods to the south. You see. And I was addressing a shadowy curse that has newly arisen amidst those trees that ensnare travelers. I've been unsuccessful so far. I'm wondering if this tree that I happened upon that took poor Capo from me may be related to such a curse, but perhaps not. They seem unrelated. But I now search for the Blossom Pool. Have you encountered it? The air goes very still as you approach it. It's a reed-bordered pond. It's covered with spring blossoms of unearthly beauty. Yes? Seen it, have you?
No,
we have not.
This does not ring any bells, no.
If it is
shame.
If it is surrounded by reeds, I take it as in lowlands that this pond is to be found, not mountains.
Indeed, sir. That does seem to be the tale that is spread around. I do hope to encounter it. So one day, one of the local folk may have a more solid rumor for me to follow.
May we ask why is it that you seek this pond?
Well, I have pressing business in 10 turrets, you see.
10 turrets. There is a seer that is down in the realm of 10 turrets, no?
Ah, not so new to the realm yourselves, I see.
We are quick studies. Yes.
Very well. Noted. Indeed, the armored seer resides in 10 turrets, although that is not my reason for needing to go there, but not really of import to you, or thine, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say this, and he takes a look at your scroll, and he pulls out from his satchel at his side, and he's like, and he taps his head with his own. He's like, me too. The Empty Night was an apt title for our lauded queen, indeed. For though she sits upon the carpeted throne, it may as well be empty. Her deeds and the deeds of her father have faded into memory, and she has little to show for it. She may call her vassals to reaffirm their fealty, but in truth, I answer only to the Knight Commandant of the Sidereal Guard, Sir Amboise of the Field. Indeed, friends, I am a member of the Sidereal Guard. And he looks very pleased with himself.
How does one get... Oh, go ahead.
I'm not finished, sir. I think I shall skip the Mass this year, for Sir Amboise has tasked me with important business in 10 turrets, and that takes precedence over any empty gestures towards the throne. Now, your question, Sir Meridian? So hasty.
I have so many. I simply mirror the curiosity of my compatriot here. I am the mirrored knight, after all. You have no fondness for the queen, I see, but this Sir Ambrose must be quite the towering figure for you to so gleefully ascribe your allegiance to him and the Sidereal Guard.
Gleefully.
What did you do to earn it, though?
Perhaps a little bit of hyperbole. And I so hate to correct a fellow knight, but the pronunciation is Amboise.
Amboise. I'm sorry,
Ambrose.
I come from the south. Ambrose.
Yes, the R is an indelicate letter, I find, and not present.
I see. I lack the culture of the court that you so clearly navigate. I'll have to have you mentor me one day on the proper way to speak and eat. Silver spoon and all.
I would be happy to. So, you'll learn in time. But
how might I gain the honor of joining the Sidereal Guard, my friend?
Oh, quests. Completed quests in undying loyalty to the Knight Commandant, and of course swearing your obeisance to the Meteor Knight, and all of that jibber-jabber that means nothing, really. I'll tell you a little secret. It's really all about connections, friend. And if you're not a member of the right family, you're not going to be a member of the Sidereal Guard, I'm afraid.
I appreciate your candor.
Am one of the sons of the Tetracephalon, those ancient families that were here before the Fisher King's daughter was even a twinkling in the man's eye. We are of a noble lineage. For many, many long centuries, back when empire was the word on everyone's lips. And so we shall remain. And so we will outlive the line of these upstarts.
Yeah. And so what is this Sidereal Guard? They sound very impressive. What are their oaths? You say that they swear fealty to the Meteor Knights.
Oh, we swear fealty to any number of things. Knights do so love their oaths, don't they? Indeed, we swear fealty to Sir Moise the Knight Commandant. We swear fealty to Sir Astrid the Meteor Knight, the guardian of the Day Star. We swear fealty to the Sedentat Temporis, Queen Ingomara, and she sits upon the carpeted throne of Actopion. Blah, 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 blah. We honor the Seers. We protect the realm. What's the third one? Can't remember now. Seek the myths. Yes, that's the one. Very boring, that one.
You seem to not take your oaths very, very seriously. If I read your tone correctly,
there's no real reason to. Life is good. Look, these humble farm folk have offered me what they consider their hospitality, as is our due.
Yeah. On that note, great. Very glad you mentioned that. I was going to ask Ludmer and Latet, right?
Mm-hmm.
While he's doing his, bloviating, do I sense an opinion about him that they have? Do they seem fearful? Do they seem in awe? Fearful.
Both, actually. That's a good question. They're respectfully at a distance in the shadows. They appear to have given complete reign of their home to Sir Ogun, but it does seem to be more out of fear of repercussion than any sort of real reverence for the position.
Sure.
Right.
When there's during the talking, when there's an opportunity to catch their eye, I'm going to kind of wince and give a sympathetic look. Like a sorry, kind of just with my face.
Yeah.
Just with my face.
Yeah, sure. They keep it subtle, but they widen their face like they can't believe like the knight's actually sharing this with me. Right?
Yeah. Okay. That's it.
And of course, Sir
Matt,
Ogun doesn't notice at all. Yeah.
Sure.
I am curious about something. The tower recently that we interacted with and came to a somewhat of conclusion. I'm sure you noticed the light that spread across the land several weeks ago.
I did. Most disturbing.
And the this tower, did you ever seek it out, or is this? Did you ever go there? I'm just curious.
No, are you saying that the light came from this tower?
Oh yes, it was our actions that. I mean, we don't need to get into the details of our glorious deeds. I'm sure.
No, Sir Bruno, don't be humble. Don't be humble. Great knights such as us are not afraid of a tower on the hill. Surely he would meet our bravery should he have the chance. But he's very busy in court. I come to understand. Yes.
He sweeps his cloak back and he smiles. He smiles and crosses his arms and he leans back in this rickety chair and kicks his plated legs up onto the table and crosses them at the ankle. And he puts his hands behind his back and he's like, "Oh no, do tell."
I love it. All right. So Bruno, you are a great storyteller. I believe.
Yeah.
In you.
So with great flourish, I regale the tale of our brave entry into this land and the mysterious tower that we saw in the distance, the brave rescue that we made of the seer, and I don't get into the details of the ass whooping that we received, other than the fact that in our confrontation with the Watcher Satisi, and I want to see like how he responds when I mention the Watcher Satisi, through our efforts, we were able to have this tower vanish. Is it forever? We do not know. But it is the duty of a knight to protect the realm.
Do you give any hint as to the supposed protected future, the destined future that the Watcher said that they were protecting?
Not yet. I want to see if he seems familiar with the name Satisi or the Watcher or the Iron Dogs. Just like I'm looking for signs of like recognition.
No, it all seems to be new to him, but his reaction isn't so much like awe or like he's wrapped with attention. If he is wrapped with attention, he's cloaking it behind a mask of disinterest and condescension.
Okay.
So he sort of taps his crossed hands on his arm. He's like, "Well, that is a good tale. One fit for telling children at night, to be sure. I can't wait to see how the court finds it when you relate the same story before the carpeted throne. I almost feel sorry that I shall have to miss Septimass."
Well, we are doing some kind of exchange, and so far we have something of an advantage over you because we know nothing of your great deeds. Can you please tell us of something wonderful that you did in the service of this the meteorite?
Oh, the quests I've been on. I've defeated the ogre. I have uncovered the mysteries of the wheel. I have sought after the sister blade of Pulchrin, still yet to be found, but I did attempt it. Oh, I have traveled the far breadth of this land to the fell north, to the steamy the steamy climes of the south. I have spoken of legends past before the court of Lady Ruin and Scour Salt. I am known the realm wide, friends.
I'm so impressed. There is one more tale that we have that you may appreciate. It's the tale of Sir Meridian, Sir Brunor, and the other sirs whose names aren't on my paper right now, and I will remember them most days as I scroll up at my notes. There you go.
Our best friends.
Oh, yes,
names we totally recall.
And their defeat of the great Serpentine, Oak, who swallowed thousands, nay, hundreds of thousands of men's souls and spit their bones upon the soil, only to steal a beautiful peacock from Sir Ogun. Oh, yes, Ogun, the Gilded Knight, who was very gracious for its return by these brave knights, yes? It's a good tale, is it not, for the court, perhaps?
He takes his feet off the table. He just casually pulls this really big fuck off mace and he just sort of lays it down on the table.
Yeah, sure.
And he says, "Sirs, I see that we are in a battle of words here."
No, I just want you to vouch for our bravery in the future because we are allies now.
I understand. I am a man of... I get right to the point. I want to cut right through it. Are you impinging upon my honor, sir?
No. I would never dare. I am asking, for you are far braver and more storied than us, that if in the future, lowly knights that we are, we may need your word to vouch that we are, maybe not great, but certainly partially worthy of the graces of the court, that it might be, your generosity might show.
He actually looks a little bit mollified by that.
Okay.
And he kind of nods succinctly and leans back again in his chair. And he says, "Upon my honor, as a knight of the realm and of the member of the Sidereal Guard, I do so swear that I will vouch for your bravery. For though I do feel that we are trading some verbal spars, all in good spirit, of course.
Attorney is important for us knights, yes?
Indeed. We always seek competition in some form, don't we? It is our lot in life, perhaps our tragic flaw. But, and he kind of pets Capo a little bit. It goes without saying that if it were not for you, I would not have my loyal steed at my side once again. And I do very much appreciate that. I will speak for you, at least in that capacity, should I find myself at court again, which I'm sure I will. Although I probably will not see you at Septimass, as I said. 10 turrets is where I'm bound. Now, I will do you one better. I'll offer you some advice. You, sir, and he points at you, Sir Meridian, you look the worse for wear, to put it mildly.
Yeah,
Your companions, barring, of course, the Iron Knight, don't look much better. Should you wish to regain your health, barring full convalescence in some far-off haven somewhere, I can offer you these two choices. You can head to Octopion. Enjoy the hospitality granted to all worthy knights. And I should say, of course, that you will be wrapped up in the intrigues of Septimas, and this is going to be a juicy one. Let me tell you. That is probably the most direct way to restore your vigor, is to enjoy, if I should use mechanical terms,
some warm hospitality.
some warm hospitality in Octopion. But you will be wrapped up in the courtly intrigues. You may try to avoid it, but you are knights of the realm, and you will be pulled into it. So I'll tell you this, should you find yourself enjoying Septimas, you should look for the Queen's older brother, the fearsome Lord Toadenstone of Allstone Keep. There's little love lost between the two, and rumor has it that Toadenstone may have a few dark secrets into among his retinue that he brings down the river on. Now, the other option, this one's a little more chancy, may not even be true, but there is a rumor in these parts that there are unique chapels that dot the realm, dedicated to the nature spirits spawned by His Majesty the Worm in time primordial. They are supposedly tended by hermits who have rejected civilized order and hold to the old ways. Although I've never encountered it, my family, to the woods to the south, holds that somewhere to the northwest in the Sundowns, he kind of gestures to the broad expanse around you, is a small stony hut, half buried in a hillside. I suggest that you bring a handful of seeds or some bread crusts or something equivalent as an offering. And supposedly Mother Pip may be willing to cure your ills. Likely just a child's fancy, however. I only related because I can see that you are in quite dire straits. But this was a tale told to me as I sat upon my mother's knee.
I'm going to bow very deeply and say, you offer us far more than we deserve. I hope the sparring was in good fun, for you proved to me your worth and your honor and these wisdoms. Good night.
I fully agree, Sir Meridian. This has been a most enjoyable encounter, far beyond what I expected from the hospitality of this delightful couple. I should defer to them. Ludmer, Litet, do you extend your hospitality to these knights? Of course, sir. Of course we do. And they start
we're all spooning in a single straw bed.
Yeah. They're like struggling to move around you to sort of prepare some milk or something like that. Okay, so we've kind of concluded that conversation, and we're actually at time to take our first break. So why don't we do that? We'll pick it up after we get back. We will be right back. Okay, we are back. Bladder's empty, beer is full, and all tech seems to be working. Okay.
That's the important one these days, huh?
Right, exactly. So, again, because it's Mythic Bastionland, not a D&D, like we don't have to draw out everything. If there's anything else that you want to discuss with Sir Ogun, you can. Otherwise, we can sort of like cut the scene and move to the next major thing. It's up to you. One question I have for you right off the bat, though, is do you accept the hospitality for the night? You do not have to, depending on where you want to go. I would still say that you only had to travel about 15, 20 minutes to get to this farmstead. So I would still say that you have
it's still pretty early in the day,
the entire afternoon phase left, and you could do the night phase too if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm open to your thoughts, Matt. I'm of the mind that there's a lot of day left, and these poor elderly folks got their hands full enough. I don't know if I want to add to their burden, but
yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, it's interesting. So now we have this new information, right? Like there's this potential stone hut or whatever to the northwest. And John, would we interpret that from where we are as that, like the hex that we just came from, or the one that's to? No, northwest. That's up into the left. Okay, yeah, the one we have not been to. So there's something up there that may or may not be, helpful to us in terms of, healing.
Correct.
And remember our overall goal for today was to try to get to the Seer, which is in that hex, down there to the southwest.
Yeah.
I mean, but we don't know if the Seer would heal or we just know of healing. But what do you think? Like you're the Mirror Knight is in much more dire straits than I am.
I do like the idea of making our way to the Seer at some point. I will admit that there is something very compelling to me about the concept. Not just new hexes, but the concept of these like old hermit, hedgy sort of figures protecting sort of ancient, I forgot the term that John used, but just sort of like sites of significance, right?
Chapels.
Chapels. Oh, literally a chapel. Was it literally a chapel, or was that like a? It doesn't matter.
Not literally like a Christian chapel. No. They're like pagan sort of old ways. Sort of.
Yes.
I mean, everything's pagan in this realm, but you know what I mean.
Sure, but that to me is a additional layer to the world that we don't have exposure to. That's very compelling. So I would say
let's do it.
Let's do it.
So
let's go north. Yeah, so we're going to go to the northwest. But before we do, John, we will request humbly of their hospitality to provide us some of the some seeds from their garden, the tomatoes, the other vegetables. Our friend here has recommended that we perhaps bring some seeds as a gift, and if you have some crust of bread left over, this also might
sir. Be happy to.
All right,
I wouldn't put too much stock in that tale, though. As the Lord said, it's just a children's tale. You may be going into the wilderness and not being able to find it, sir.
This is true, but this is how knights work. See, we go, we have these visions and these stories and tales, and we must check them out. Perhaps they are the things of children, and perhaps there's the things of truth and beauty. We must see for ourselves.
I concur, Sir Brunner, and lad, never forget, it is your imagination that crafts the world anew. Don't doubt it. Whether there is a hard truth or a soft truth, you sow the future with your dreams. Yes? So believe all tales. You're never too old.
He looks at you with awe. He's like,
"Yes, sir. I will, sir."
And Sir Hogan kind of looks sideways at his squire, and he's like,
He speaks words of wisdom.
What he said.
But I begin to wonder whose squire you are, Goyen. Close your mouth, boy. Close your mouth. Goodness, go get them something to eat.
So they do. So Samson, by the way, the chief brewer is trying not to hack up a storm in the corner. He's just kind of coughing quietly in the corner, and he's saying,
"Are you sure, sirs, that we don't want to go to the seat of power? That indeed does exist, I can tell you." It might be compelling, sir, but I fear we may be going around in circles while you and I are both dying.
This very well may be true. It is. I feel it is not my place to say. I'm curious by nature. It is a place that I wish to go and see. But I am hale and hearty, so I will not perish.
I'm hale and hearty too, sir. That's Davith.
You and I shall be fine.
I would so like to see this Mother Pip. She sounds fun. She does.
How's the anxiety, Davith? any regrets?
I think it'll be magical to see her. What a story to tell it would be. But then I so would love to see Octopion, the carpeted throne, the carmeline beacons shining in the harbour. It'd be lovely.
I could listen to him talk all day.
Oh, listen, I'm telling you.
Sing a beauty, no?
I don't think you should be a squire. I think you should be a scrivener, Davith. You have quite the tongue on you.
Oh, you mock me, sir. You mock me.
I do not. I am the most sincere of all knights. You know that.
I can't read.
Well, hold on. We will resolve that in time. I swear this oath now, you will learn to read.
For sure and for true, Sir Meridian.
Oh, yes. You will.
That'd be so wonderful. It would.
Of course.
He starts to like slowly move towards Sir Meridian as like
For who will tell the tales of our adventures if not you, dear boy? Anyway. Shall we I'm still down to go northwest. Here's the thing, even if it's a snipe hunt, let's say, well, we don't have to do all of the predictive stuff, but if there's nothing there, we learned something anyway.
Stupid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we'll be able to go up there. We'll make it by this afternoon. Right.
By evening, by sunset, you will have yeah, so we should talk mechanical stuff. So, assuming that you're going to head toward the northwest. First of all, remember he said it's in the northwest somewhere. You're assuming that it's in the next hex.
Well, he specified. Sorry, just to clarify, John. He specified, like, and at least in my mind, what it sounded like was on the cusp of rolling hills and mountains. It was like when the hills met rocks or something like that. I forgot what the language he used.
Remember, this is a story that he heard as a child.
Of course.
That he's relaying. Is that the word is that there is a small stony hut built into the very hillside. But remember, too, that this geography is varied. And it is not homogeneous, right? So just because a hex is labeled as grasslands, as I said, like you had that battle with a tree and it was in the midst of a copse, right? Yeah. So you remember you saw this farmstead on top of a rolling hill, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't go by like what the adjacent hex might be just because it's a hill that might be it, or it might be indicative. Who knows? Was what I'm saying. And also that there isn't firm borders between hexes. So northwest could just be within this hex. Who knows? But you should know mechanically that you could spend this phase traveling into that hex and end that phase in that hex, should you wish. In fact, if you're galloping, you could go a whole other hex. But you can't gallop because I ruled that because of some Meridian. So one hex.
Yeah.
Now we should talk about, this is sort of like a Dolmenwood thing too, searching a hex. Because remember, at the end of the way that the mechanics work, at the end of every phase, I roll on the wilderness table, which kind of determines whether or not you find something interesting, right? You should kind of keep that mechanic in mind, even though I'm not going to tell you the results as a mechanic every single time. I'm going to try to weave it into the narrative. You should be aware that as you're sort of traveling over the realm, if I say that you travel through that hex and nothing really interesting happens, there very well might be something interesting there. You just missed it, right? Which could be the case here with this chapel that you're searching for. Now, you can actually search the hex, just like you can in Dolmenwood, where you have this idea where you're fairly sure that there's something there that you need to find and you want to find it. That takes a whole phase to do so. Very similar. Again, I'm making this analog to the Dolmenwood hex crawl as well. It's very similar, so it just takes double the amount of time. So you would travel a phase to get into the hex, and then you would spend another phase to search it thoroughly and find anything that might be there. Okay.
With this in mind, we've chosen a red border to indicate hexes we've traveled through.
Correct.
We don't have a signifier for hexes we've thoroughly searched yet that we know for certain are 100%.
That is
Right.
that's because you have not done that. You have not done
exactly.
that search action yet.
I was leading to that question because we have not done that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, for instance, we haven't searched the hex we're in fully, much
Right.
less the one to the northwest. And you
Correct.
did intimate that the thing in the northwest could be within this hex. It's not necessarily a hexadecimal measure.
That's right.
Matt, do you want to search our first hex fully?
I do. That is very tempting. I did have a thought, right?
Sure.
So this the asshole knight, or whatever his name is, he just gave us two things that he knew about, like in a good faith information exchange. He said, well, there might be this this house, not sure, whatever caught our attention, or there's always Ectopion, but you might get caught up in stuff. What I wonder, since we're so close, because I definitely want to see the little house, but what I'm curious about, if we go we're right next to where the seer is supposed to be, where the spectral seer is supposed to be. It's like the one hex down. And we wanted to check with that one anyway to see if they're okay. And we had a bunch of questions for them. If we go there, we could ask that seer if the story of Mother Pips is true as a place of healing that we might find, and that we know that it's to the north, right? Or if that's just a tale for children, and we can get our healing done at Ectopion. Maybe she can tell us, maybe she wouldn't, but it's just it's just a thought that I thought I'd share, since it's right there. Like, we could go there, probably stay with her, him, whatever, for the evening, maybe, and then go in a direction with some more information. Because I don't know how much I trust this guy. But that is interesting to me. So, as you're kind of our knight. What's your title today?
Marshal.
Knight's Marshal today. So I'm down for any of those three things: either searching this hex, searching the hex to the northwest, or continuing on to the seer to ask her advice.
I have one question for John. I think both of those sound good. Last bit of information gather here. Mm-hmm. In Ectopion, the event that's occurring, I'm looking at our notes. What was the title for the sort of festivities?
Scepter Mass.
The Scepter Mass. Thank you. Is occurring at a specific time, or are we sort of abstractly? Is there a clock going down till Scepter Mass happens?
Clocks. I kind of mentioned this last time. Like everything is sort of very
coming
abstract.
soon.
Yeah,
okay.
coming.
That's what I thought. I just want to, while it's top of mind, not to add more confusion to us. I think we should defer that to later. We should do one of the two options, Matt. But when we get out of earshot of Sir Ogun, I believe,
mm-hmm.
I just want to say, Sir Bruner, I don't want to be a suspicious man, but the tenor of Sir Ogun's conversation, not only about the various figures of the court, but the pointed way in which he said this Scepter Mass will be unlike any other, and that he will not be attending, fills me with dread. Utter dread.
What do you think will be happening here? I mean, I see this. I saw this night, and I say, this is a man perhaps without honor. If he truly, does not, seek to honor his queen, and yet at the same time, we have not met this queen. We do not know indeed if we think she is acting in the best interest of the realm. We assume she is. She is regent. But I think we will learn quite a bit when we make it to Ectopion ourselves and can make our own decisions.
I agree. I can't say for certain what may happen, but I just want to emphasize that it seems there are opposing interests, and that I don't doubt violence could be involved at some point. So I think we should be on our guard with who and how we talk to our knight brethren in the court and elsewhere. That's all I wanted to. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, and I definitely think we must approach the seer before we attend to find out. What can this seer help? What kind of light can they shed upon this, so we know who to trust?
Well, I don't care either. Out of character, either sounds good to me. So, in the interest of proximity and urgency of the realm, let's go see the seer. Let's speak to the seer and see if we can find them and learn anything. And from there, hopefully, I'll get better soon.
You could also accept warm hospitality right here in the farmstead and cure all your vigor.
I don't know why. I just want to. This is foolish. I know, but I just don't want to.
I support you in this. I really do, because the story is right for it. It doesn't seem right to tear off so early. And just like we had the opportunity before we left the meadery, right? We could have rested then. We could rest now, but it's early in the day. There's some, there's some rush, there's some urgency, there's some story to that I think we should honor.
I agree. We talked about it last time. I think it's still true this time. I'm not just trying to hamstring myself for the sake of it, but it just feels more appropriate.
No, I would do it. I would do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say your goodbyes and your thanks to the farm family. I believe. You do you have? You don't have to. I'm just wondering. Is there any parting message to Sir Ogun or anything like that? Or you gave your tit for tat. You saved his bird, and he gave you some advice and promises.
The last thing I would just ask if he has to share is any message or word that he would like us to pass on to Embryo. Sir Embryo of the field.
Ambrose.
Right? Embryo, a little guy.
My word, what did I say about the letter R? And you keep repeating it in every mispronunciation you make. Amboise. A-M-B-O-I-S-E. Amboise.
A-M-B-O-I-S.
Of course, man of the field. You really do need some time in Ectopion to absorb the culture. Septimass will do you good.
Indeed.
Tell him, yes, that would be very, very generous of you. Should you happen to meet Sir Amboise, tell him that Sir Ogun, the Gilded Knight, is holding to his oaths, and he will perform his mission in 10 turrets.
Okay.
And thank you again for retrieving. Thank you again for retrieving Capo, my dear bird.
It really is an honor to step in and to bring a mount and this night together. It is. I would hope for nothing more than the same. Thank you.
Thank you, sirs. Until our next meeting. All right, so you are going to head southwest. Is that correct?
Correct.
Sure.
Okay. You do so, and you're doing so in the afternoon time. You travel quickly over the grasslands. As you do, you go over a series of low rises that continually go lower and lower and lower as the sun sort of sets to your right as you are moving southwards, and you can tell that you're getting to lowlands themselves. Right, there are spots of heavily forested area as you get closer and closer, indicative of a fertile valley in like a floodplain closer. And indeed, you can see as you approach the river meander's mouth that it is a massively broad expanse. You can see it shining in the distance as you approach it. Numerous islets and things like that as the river sort of forms a delta. But what's interesting is that it actually seems to be converging upon a large cliff that stretches from eye to eye towards the distance. And what you assume to be the river, you actually see before you is a sheer drop that you're not at the edge of it, but you can see that like the horizon is actually a drop, which you thought was the land, and beyond it, what you thought was shimmering sky is actually the Adamant Expanse itself, which you see for the very first time. And you see it in all of its silvery, steely beauty, spread out before you to the south, as far as the eye can see in the westering sun. And it's just a sharp line that kind of cuts across the horizon, which is this cliff. And the river itself pours over in a number of massive falls. Think of Niagara Falls. So it's not like a single stream like the Arden Bull one. It's more like spread out over like a grand distance of differing amounts of force and power, but all like majestic and huge and thunderous as it rolls over the side as you approach.
Well, we would definitely want to, make it all the way to the edge. I mean, safely to look from that promontory and see, like, we know the thing that we're looking for is called the iris of the world. Is that correct?
The iris of the world. Yeah.
Right. So, that highest promontory would be the best place to kind of look left, look right, look out to see if we can see. I mean, maybe that's it, but what can we see if we go to there? I'd imagine it's kind of like nearing sunset. It's got to be beautiful.
It is, yeah. It's incredibly beautiful. So, when you approach what you assume to be like a safe area where you can sort of look over the side, we'll say like on a rocky precipice that sort of overlooks. You have to shout to be heard. It's so loud. And you peer on the side, and you can see that the sun is hitting the cliffs at an angle, and the cliffs are made out of like a rock quartz. So where they have been, where parts of it has been sheared away by the heavy force of the water. So it's like a rosy, in the westering sun, it appears to be like a rosy quartz, right? Ooh. So the light hits it and shimmers and then diffracts. And then it's compounded by the fact that it's diffracting through the water itself. So it's just a shimmer of sparkles compounded by the water and the stone itself. Shadows are dancing all across the cliff face. You get vertigo from looking over, pounding down into the surf below, and the beach, which is hundreds of feet below you, appears to be like a rocky strand, and just death if you attempted to. It's no easy way to navigate it. However, as you look and you're like, well, where is this sanctum? You're looking very, very carefully. And you can see that there is indeed, and it's very carefully hidden, but there is a narrow, slippery, carved path which does wend its way down the face of the cliff itself. Very similar to Arden Bull, actually. And you can see that it actually wends its way down in between two of the roaring falls. So it'd be very, very dangerous. But that at one point it actually moves behind one of those falls.
Oh, okay. And light-wise, are we talking right now? Because the journey down, it seems like it would be incredibly dangerous to do in the dark, because then we have two things working against us. We got dark and we got slippery, right? Judging where the sun is and how sunset is and the distance that we need to traverse, does it seem like we can make it there before it gets dark? Or
you could, but you would probably be there at dark.
Okay.
If you assume that the path leads to the sanctum. If it doesn't, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that the path is too slim for our mounts.
Yes, probably, except for Sir Aurelius's, who is not here.
Yeah. Samson Davith, we have a favor to ask. Can we trust you? I know we can, but I ask anyway. Is there just like a relatively flat area, on a tree line that they could hitch the horses to and just hang out and sort of wait for us?
Again, you don't have to worry about details like that.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna sort of gesture towards it and say, make camp, watch over our steeds. It may be a dark night without our return till morning, but I know you are brave at heart. And we shall return soon.
We'll make camp. Yeah. I'll take care of the boy.
Happy to help, sir. Happy to help.
I call Meridian over. I actually have a suggestion we could try.
Sure.
The bells that you have that rings and you can hear nothing but the bell. This may be a good way for them to signal to us if something were to happen, because it is so loud.
That's true. Here's a question for John. Does my hushing bell work only in my possession because I am the Mirror Knight, or is this an object of mythic quality that another person could use?
I would probably say it's yours. It's your thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea, but I figured that might be the
okay.
Now here's the thing. We can warn them to the reverse. If you hear this ringing, something has gone terribly wrong.
Go home.
It's not like go home. I was going to say they can't help us.
True. At least make your way back to the farmstead, right?
Yes, make your way back to the farmstead. Speak with Knight Ogun to rescue us. He certainly will not, but et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
You understand, like the bell is not something that rings any louder than a normal bell, right?
Yes, so, that's what I thought. Yeah, so it wouldn't hear. You wouldn't hear it over the waterfall.
Swallowed up by the sound of the falls.
Yeah,
what's cool about that bell is that whenever it sounds, it's the only thing that sounds to anyone that can hear it. So it quiets all other sounds. So what would be cool in this instance is like if you rang it next to Sir Brunor, for instance, he would hear all of the sound of the falls would die away, and all he would hear would be a bell tolling. But it would have to be something that you would normally be in an environment that you would normally be able to hear the bell.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, the bell will come to use one day. I'm certain of it. But
we're working hard.
In the meantime, Sir Brunor, why don't we? You're wearing plate, correct? You are the.
Am I wearing plate? I don't think so. What am I wearing? I'll tell you in a minute. Mail with a pauldron. So I don't, not full plate.
Okay. With the slipperiness of this ground, I mean, I have leather boots on, presumably, right? I don't think barefoot would be less slippery, so I guess we'll just leave it on. I'm not trying to get too OSR about it, but let's just head down the trail.
Think about it like a mothership thing. Yeah. View it as like, what is your intended goal? So what do you so actually what I'm actually I don't even know if you have access to this, but it's page 16 under refereeing. This is the action procedure. It's very similar to like the mothership sort of thing, which might help to sort of frame things. So like, what is the intent? What are you attempting to do?
So I would think that our intention here is to make our way down this, slippery slope to see what's behind that waterfall, to seek out if this is the way to the Seers sanctum, and our goal would be to minimize our risk as much as we can. But yeah, we're trying to go down there carefully and see the Seer without falling to our deaths.
Right. Precisely.
Carefully. Are you looking at the procedure Are you looking at that?
I will look at it right now
because we can actually kind of go through this real quick because it's a good example.
That's a good idea.
Right.
16?
So 16, the action procedure on the right hand side. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to make your way into behind the waterfall using the charted path there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, you look confused. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I'm not seeing the page.
I think
refereeing. Did I take it out of your PDF?
I think you took that out of the player version. I have the original version.
Okay.
As well.
So never mind. So intent. What are you trying to do? Trying to move down the path. The leverage is what makes it possible. The path basically is what's making this possible, right? The cost. Would it use a resource, cause virtue loss, or have a side effect? This is sort of a question that they're asking me as the referee. So
a resource could be a rope in this case,
right. Let's see. What's at risk? Falling. Would be really bad.
that one's easy.
Would it cause virtue loss? I think if you were able to navigate successfully, it wouldn't. So it wouldn't be a straight up virtue loss. And frankly, it would be vigor and would kill Sir Meridian. But I do think that there is definitely risk involved here. Right. So and telegraphing it would, let's see.
It's tough to imagine that the risk is not falling to your doom.
Yeah, falling to your doom. But
I would petition. Here's my petition. Let me wheedle. If I'm hiking, right, and I'm not wearing slick metal boots, and the ground's a little damp. If the ground isn't such a sliver of land that we're talking about a foot of width, if it's a trail width, right, and I'm going slowly, the probability I slip and fall to my death is very low. It would take like a calamitous. Whereas if I'm running down that path, it's very high, right?
Yeah.
So my petition would be, if we're being really slow and careful, the slipperiness wouldn't be a huge factor unless it is, as described on your end, such a slim margin of a trail that like any navigation on it is dangerous.
No,
that may be the case.
It wouldn't be like that. But the other difference here too is it's a little bit different than some other games too, because he's very careful in saying that failure doesn't necessarily mean that you might still complete the action, but you would still have negative consequences. So it's not so much that I telegraph that should you fail the roll that you die, you fall off. It just would mean that there is a risk of failure in this, and you would have to sort of think about what that might be realistically, right?
Okay, so version, I'm just teasing it out if this isn't because we're talking about it, right? Let's say, hypothetically, we failed but got to the bottom. That might mean we were totally shooken up. That could be a clarity loss, right? We were like so spooked from what just happened. Oh my God, right? That was awful. Like we're trembling. Is that something that would work within that logic? I'm kind of asking, right? Because clarity says that would. Lucid mind, shrewd eyes. So like, oh, we come down, adrenaline crashing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean,
it could be that. I like that. Actually, it could also be something like external. Like it could be something where if you fail and then there's like you kick loose some rock or something like that, and like the road is blocked or something.
Yeah, we could just literally not be able to proceed, which makes a lot of sense as well. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what I'm going to say is that this is going to be I think that the path is going to be it's going to be wide enough, like you said. It's not, you would have to work hard to like walk off the path, but the thunder of the motion of the ocean
yes, tell us more.
The thunder of the falls actually does vibrate the area. It is very, very slick. You can't hear each other. It's very difficult to communicate, period. So there is definitely risk in this, and I think it's going to be more about your presence of mind than your strength, right? Because you just need to walk down. But everything that's sort of barraging your senses, I think I'm going to have you both make clarity saves.
Okay. That makes sense.
I think that's fair. I mean, just given how, because there's a time pressure as well. Like, if we go super, super slowly,
that could also be a consequence. So let's just see what you roll, and I'll determine what the consequences will be.
Clarity. Matt, you go first.
So you want to roll D20 and roll the target number or lower to succeed?
Well, it's close, John. My clarity is a 14, and I rolled a 15 over 14.
Yep. Okay.
So that's not great.
Okay. I'm going to roll mine first. Okay, my clarity is 15. I rolled a 2. In attempt, if I see him getting spooked, well, you can tell me what happens, but this might be a hushing bell thing to try to get your focus is all I was going to say. This might be like he's having a panic attack situation. But John, what happens? I guess I don't know. I'm wheedling a bit, but I'm just like, how can I help him? Because I'm still like,
bag to reason.
I like it.
For the listeners, I'm gesturing wildly, and he's just not seeing me.
It takes the burden off of me. Gives you an excuse to use the hushing bell, and it works there. Right. So you see him you see Sir Bruno ahead of you, like grasp the side for a second. You see like he's wheeling from vertigo. Right. So you pull out the hushing bell.
I love that. So I pull out the hushing bell because I'm like gesturing, but there's just sort of a halo of water over the top of us, I suppose, or mist from below. No sounds coming through. And I realize it's not working. I raise the bell. I look straight at him and I go, ding, 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 ding.
And everything gets immediately quiet, Sir Bruno. And all you can hear is just that dinging of the bell. So your eyes like lock on to it. Right.
And I gesture at him, kind of look at me. You're okay.
Yeah.
You're okay. I'm going to keep ringing it for the rest of our descent, by the way. Like this is like my leading us to not be overwhelmed by the sound of the waterfall and therefore have like less stress. I'm going to just keep ringing it. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
And what I'm going to do to kind of help steady myself and give myself something to focus on. I'm a man of the blade, right? So I'm gonna take my dagger out and just jam it into the cliff, jam it into in between some rocks to work in there, just so that I have this auditory thing to focus on, and I have a solid thing to hold on to kind of recenter.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
I love it.
So there is always a negative consequence for failing. So you are able to right yourself and make the rest of the way there. So you are going to get there. But I'm going to say that you were shook. You're shook by that a little bit. So roll a d4 and you're going to take that much clarity loss.
Okay, let me get a d4. I do have one somewhere, but not there.
I like, just to chat. Thanks for talking with us about this, John, because I think it's a cool way of resolving penalties through the other stat blocks. It's an interesting system there.
I rolled a 1. So that's not the worst. So
you're down 1 clarity. Okay. So you, thankfully, the Mirror Knight comes to your aid there, helps focus your mind a little bit. You use that dagger to kind of steady yourself, and you move down. You're breathing a little bit heavy. Sabrina, you're also probably inside sort of like, I need to be the strong one here because Meridian is like on the verge of death. That's the last thing I need is more pressure, guys. And you, as you slip behind one of these roaring falls, the effect just makes your jaw drop open. It was already beautiful what you were experiencing, but as the setting sun penetrates that wall of water, refracts around the quartz that's surrounding you at this point. It's like a liquid veil of shimmering light that blinds you. You kind of have to, cover your face almost as you're making your way and holding your hand on the wall as you sort of slip behind. As it does so, the wall itself sort of dives inward into the cliff itself, into like a cavern. Right, the cliff face itself is rich in raw mica and quartz, and the prism of light that it shines through the water refracts all over the wall. So instead of darkness, it's just bright, like glistening bright, like all sorts of shades of pink and red and orange, just like all through the cavern itself. The air here is perpetually cool and heavy with moisture. Like you can almost, like you're inhaling a little bit of water as you're moving through. It's covered in moss patches that glow faintly in the they appear to be like bioluminescent of some sort, fed by the mineral spray itself. And there are bowls of different metals, copper, silver, and iron, that are sort of dotted seemingly at random places on the quartz floor itself, which are catching water that's dripping inwards and down from the mineral rock. And in the center of this chamber, quite large, chamber, there's stalactites of quartz and all that kind of good stuff, is a raised dais of quartz carved, and sitting on top of that dais is a dark urn, and that urn is black and drinks light, and it is the exact opposite of everything that's around you.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And your eyes
This is
immediately
fine.
focus on it. Yeah. We're past time for a second break, so why don't we do that? And we'll see what they do in this apparent sanctum. We'll be right back. We are back. Bladders empty. Beers full. Checking tech. We are good. Okay. The right. So dark urn in the center, drinking the light. Everything else is brilliant around you with this rosy quartz all around. Scintillating light everywhere you look. The heavy is thick. The air is heavy and thick with moisture.
So approaching the urn within earshot of it, what's the sound level like in this cavern, Don? Is it still deafening, or is it more quiet now that we're in here?
It's
Still ringing the bell.
Are you still ringing?
It's weirdly quieter. You can still hear the roaring of the falls, but there's something mystical going on here because you are able to talk to each other in normal tones, even though you can hear the dull roar of the falls beyond.
Yeah. All right. I'll call out. Spectral Seer, if this is really your home, we have come seeking your guidance, to honor you, to help you, to make sure you are well. We bring word from the orbital seer and word from outside as well. Are you here? Will you receive us?
A inky black shadow emerges from the opening of the urn and forms. It looks almost like liquid, but that is floating in air, like a dark, thick ink, the same color as the urn itself. It looks like liquid shadow. Huh. And it spreads out in the air, and its tendrils move away from you towards the back wall of the cavern. And it seems to infuse the scintillating light that is bouncing off the quartz facets on that wall.
Okay.
And as it does so, that wall darkens, and then that inkiness black shadow coalesces and gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it forms a almost chiaroscuro sort of shape on the cavern wall itself. And that shape looks like a shadowed face. And it's black. It's just all sorts of different shades of black that give the hints of a nose and a mouth and dark, dark pits for eyes.
I really like this guy's vibe. I'm just saying, he's got this strong sense of style that I really enjoy.
It gazes upon you, and it says in a voice, it says, "You summon me, knights."
We do. It is an honor to see you. It is relieving to us to see that you are well. You are well. Yes.
Yes. The citadel is no more. I fled. My body spread across the expanse for some time. But I was able to return.
Did you see these metal hounds sent by the Watcher? Is this something familiar to you, or we interacted with these things and they were after you? And he'll produce the jaw of this creature and show. Look, these creatures were sent after seers such as yourself here, and I'll point out the different icons that represent the different seers. The orbital seer here is the spectral seers. This is you, and
talk
these other.
So much.
It is a gift.
I know that I was being hunted, but not by what? I thank you, knights, for your clarification. What do you seek?
Humbly, we seek a few things, knowledge mostly. There is a man who is very ill with a mysterious illness. We have not been able to discern the cause. It is no normal illness. My companion here, the Sormeridian, the Mirror Knight, has taken some of this man's suffering, but he's not well, and we seek to heal him. We've heard of a place to the north, a Mother Pip, and we've heard of Actopion, of course, as a place maybe of healing. Do you have some guidance, Osir, to help us in our quest to heal this man?
Perhaps I do. His voice sounds like it's like sepulchral, like it's coming from the grave, like choked with ash. Weirdly, so he says, "Yeah, perhaps I do, but guidance is not freely given, knights. What do you offer in return? For I too desire things."
Can you? The ways of the Seers are mysterious to mortals such as us. What possibly could you seek that you do not have?
The head, remember, it's just a head, sort of rears back in agony and expands outward to take up the entire back wall, and it sort of does like a low moan and then collapses back into its normal size again. And it says, "I desire physical form once again." And the more sacrifice of the living that is offered unto me, the closer I come to regaining it. Do you offer a sacrifice?
Well. No, not really. Davos. No.
You speak of one who travels with you, who is on the verge of death. Yes.
We do, yes.
I portend that only painful and prolonged death awaits him. Better to cast him into the falls, to meet a merciful death, and in so doing, its essence will be absorbed by me, and you will meet my terms. Thus.
This took something of a turn.
I'll jump in and say, oh, great seer, I do not doubt your wisdom, but surely a life of great vitae, of great vigor, would better sate your need than that of a feeble man counting his final hours.
Would. Do you have someone in mind?
All right, this is the stuff of myth. This guy is in my wheelhouse. I will say to him, a sacrifice for the good of another. This is there is no greater honor in this, no? And it is a sacrifice that will honor you. Yes.
Wait, what are you? Did I miss? Did I miss who you're offering? Are you?
I'm just talking in general about the nature of this great sacrifice.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I know what's happening.
It must be something or someone dear to the petitioner.
The death must be felt. You must feel it. I must feel it. And remember, knights, that I can portend and see into the past only those things related to death.
Huh.
But I promise you this, offer a worthy sacrifice, and I will reveal a great truth regarding death in the future.
I have a thought, but what is your thought first, Matt?
Oh. Oh, it's so perfect. Oh, I don't like it.
I have a thought. Go ahead.
Okay, let's workshop this.
Mhm.
My horse's name is Hope.
Oh, not the thought I thought you were going to have. Interesting.
I mean, at first I was thinking like, oh, well, maybe there's something I could offer of myself, perhaps. Go, talk.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This feels okay. Seer, a great sacrifice given assures that Samson will live a full life. Yes, that maybe this sacrifice will absolve Samson's fate. Do you foresee life for him? Should it be given?
The only death
You cannot say.
you speak of. Therefore, send him to a merciful one.
No. Perhaps there is another death you could see. A mirrored death. One given as a fair share.
I have no say in such matters. I care only for a living sacrifice.
No, I understand. Okay, so look, this has been a short quest, but the inciting incident of this quest was Cimeridian, the Mirror Knight, whose passion is equality, right?
Mm-hmm.
I restore spirit when I give someone else their fair share, whose belief is sort of this reflective sort of existence. It's a strange decision I'm teetering on here, but I could offer myself as the sacrifice if I had confidence that sacrifice. Now, he can only see death, right? So he can't see the promise of life in this riddle of the seer, right? He can't see the promise that Samson will live because I die. But in the logic of the Mirror Knight, there's some symmetry here that I might sacrifice myself, that it might be my purpose to do so because I have found myself on this quest, right? It's crazy to sacrifice a character this early in a campaign, but it just feels so poetic. I don't know. Is that totally obtuse?
It would be a huge step. It would be worthy of legend, but I'm not going to speak into riddles here. Like you would lose your character. Your character.
No, I know. I would lose my character.
Like the seer has no ability to affect the fate of anyone. It can see things. It knows a lot of things, but it certainly can't guarantee that Samson, for whatever reason, would live. It has no power to do that. Exactly. Right.
And he said the opposite. In fact, he said that I see this guy dying.
He does,
of course.
Kind of no matter what we sacrifice.
So in short form, David, it would be very poetic. It would be very, very cool, but more or less, it would just you would be the sacrifice. You would be the thing that the seer wants. but that doesn't mean that you have to be. There's other options.
Of course.
Yeah,
And you don't have to. You can just be like, you know what? That's
No
a little
thanks.
bit.
Yeah, we don't want to pay.
Too much tall of an ass. We'll find something else.
Oh, of course. I only mention it because he only foresees the death of this character. We were already dealing with twinning fates and whatever that means, right? What we requested, or what Sir Bruno requested, was sort of like advice on the discovery of some healing spring or salve for Samson's illness. That was the core thrust of our question, right? The seer said guidance is not freely given. I desire physical form again. I require sacrifice for that. The hardier, the better. This person would suffice to do that. But what he's asking is the sacrifice of the person for whom the information we're requesting is being bid for, right? So by killing Samson, the answer to our request would not be useful to us anymore. In other words, the fate of him is certain in its death, right? So I'm thinking, in sacrificing myself, he might petition some answer that doesn't assure that Samson lives.
Yeah.
But is the chip for the information that might lead to that future. That doesn't mean I should do it.
He's given you no indication that he is willing, even has the knowledge that you're looking for about this guy's disease.
He just,
He
he just
promised
offered
you, he has offered you a portent, a great truth about death in general, about in the future. But there's been no indication. He's given you nothing to believe that he has any knowledge about this disease.
I think since. I do not think that you sacrifice, you sacrificing your character will save this guy. I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah.
I think saving him or not is going to be up to us. And, if the seer is true, then we're probably going to fail. But the
seer sees opportunity in Sam.
Yeah.
It almost is like it turns you off as knights. Because it doesn't see like, you have a problem in this poor guy. He's like, he's ready to die. Then I'll take him. That's more the seer's vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is something
I just know that you've made that oath to him to protect him, and I see this as kind of like another thing. Like this seer can't protect him, is what is what we're seeing. But this knowledge and. Like you were saying, like the beauty of it, like the poetry of it is sad. But I think it's just like, the symmetry is so much there with my Vanta Black Horse.
Yeah.
Right. Which is just like the most painful sacrifice I can see a knight making.
A pretty big one.
Right. It's huge. I would be without a mount.
I would say it'd be so big that you would take spirit loss.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. That's my horse. But I think in this case it makes sense. It's a painful sacrifice. It's the most valuable thing that I can think of, and it's just like the symmetry is right there. Like this black horse with this black thing.
I do like that. I will point out what John said, which is that we don't have. There are other seers.
You don't have to do it.
With other demands, and this seer's demands does not put a good taste in our mouth and promises nothing of our immediate concerns. Right.
Yeah.
Which is to say that, like, if you feel very compelled, I say go for it, but the result will not necessarily. I don't know, unless I'm misunderstanding, but the result, what we find out, may not necessarily be of any immediate use to us.
Right.
That would make that sacrifice feel important to you, other than the fact that there's like you said, the poetry to it. So does it help our quest?
The only thing that you can be certain of it, because it's a seer, and the seer's not just going to straight up lie to you, is that you will definitely gain knowledge that you did not have.
Yes.
But like you said, David, it very well not be something that portends that is pertinent to your immediate situation. But you will definitely gain something new from it. And usually it's something that you would not be able to gain from any other type of person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's about death, we know, because this is what the seer knows. So
it
it could be Sir Ogun is going to suffocate in his sleep tonight. Could be the site, right? Like, or something like
look
that.
at my
right?
notes. No, just kidding.
But I mean that's what it could be, which is very useful to us in the campaign. I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. If you want to do this, I'm just saying, clarifying as we're talking about what we're getting.
Yeah. I get it. I just think that everything aligns for this, as painful as this is. I think that that's what this is supposed to be, right? So so Bruno will step up and with kind of like his eyes will start to tear as he says, a sacrifice is what you need, Seer. I will offer my hope. I give to you my hope. I will I have to find my hope again somehow, somewhere, but I offer as a sacrifice to honor you my hope.
A worthy sacrifice, knight. You do me great honor. You hold to the oaths. Yes, I would dearly like to drink of your hope.
Oof. Oh man.
So we don't have to do the nitty gritty of getting your horse. Well, you travel back up or call for Davith or Samson or something like that. And I assume that you're going to leave them up there so they don't have to witness the seer, and that you just bring down hope with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. We don't have to get too gruesome about it. What is the general nature of how you sacrifice hope?
I'm trying to think what would be like the with kindness and compassion for his friend, and with what the seer had said earlier, I think just like riding him towards the in the cavern, riding him towards the edge, so that and then jumping off at the last moment as he like leaps through the waterfall down to the rocks.
Absolutely brutal. Okay.
Just like to be with him as long as possible.
We don't have to go into the nitty gritty. That's very sad is what it is. But it's but yeah. Okay. So that's like some Last of the Mohican sort of shit right there, man. Yeah. So that's brutal. The seer is very pleased. And you see that the face, its inky black shadow, which is deep inside the wall, detaches from the wall, and it forms an actual solid form that is floating in the air, made of inky black shadow. But it's a three-dimensional head now, quite large, that floats in your general area, and you can see that he's starting to manifest more in the real world, right? And it moves its neck around and opens its mouth and breathes deeply, and it says, "Yes, that is it. Wondrous. Just a few more. But a promise I made to you." And his head, instead of that sort of flowing motion, it stops, and it peers down at you, Sir Brunor, and it says, "Iron Knight, behold your scabbard."
I will take it out, and I will brush the soot off of it.
And you see that the hounds have disappeared. And he says,
"Look upon it, for it shows the gates of dawn."
And you see on your scabbard there are two abstract mountain peaks sitting next to each other. And the right below the tips of those peaks is a ring of cloud that sort of encircles both of them. Right? Abstract once again. Right? And he says,
They tremble with fury, even as we speak. The sentinel of the peaks measures us all and finds us all wanting. His disciples will come and warn us all of the extinction to follow. This I foresee. This knowledge is my gift to you.
and then the inky, his head dissipates into that inky cloud, and it slips back into the urn, almost like a genie back into its bottle.
I'm just going to, Bruno just collapses onto his knees, like this cost, this knowledge, which he doesn't even know what it means yet. Just, it's please, let's this be worth it, please.
Yeah, you're hoping it's worth it. How much clarity do you have maximum?
Maximum clarity.
I'm sorry, spirit.
Maximum spirit is 14.
Is that what you're at right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll me a D8.
That's a 6.
Okay, you're going to lose 6 spirit. Is how much you're broken there.
Okay.
Right. This is also not a place where you can receive warm hospitality. So unfortunately, David, you will not be able to recover your vigor here as well. The quest goes on for that. All right. So that was that's not exactly the same. It makes that orbital seer just seem like the coolest guy, right?
I made friends with them just by giving him some hair.
The orbital seer witnessed what you did at the Citadel. Remember, and that's why that seer was so forthcoming with information and guidance, because it felt it owed you for what you did. The spectral seer seems to be a very different sort of fellow, but held to his promise. So we'll leave it there at the iris of the world. It of course is the sun has set, so you can sleep here. It's very uncomfortable, and you're probably very, very sad. So you're probably more likely to go up to Samson and Davith, probably.
Agree.
And camp up on top. But we'll leave it there and figure out what to do next when the rest of the guys are here as well. Now, interesting thing I want to discuss with you guys before we shut down for the night. This is the end of our 4th session. Okay. At the beginning of episode 0, we said that we would be moving forward at the end of the 4th session. But again, always with circumstances sort of being thought about. And we should also kind of consider always asking about this, and generally at the end of every session, right? How much time you want to skip forward. In my mind, the next big thing that is in the future, should you wish to engage with it, is Scepter Mass in Ectopion. So in my mind, the way that we should skip forward, I believe, is to just start the next session with Scepter Mass. Like, you are in Ectopion, right? We have moved forward in time. That feast is ongoing, and we just pick it up right there and then, and we skip forward, because that would be sort of like what a legend would do, right? That doesn't mean that the Mother Pit thing is suddenly disappears or anything like that. You can go back there. You can do whatever you want, right?
But we might be able to heal in Octopion too. So yeah,
right.
I think cinematically that makes the most sense. I agree with your logic there. That sort of cut, because we have a really like traumatic Arthurian moment, and like cutting to black, no pun intended, death urn, right? It seems like it makes sense here.
But if you were like, I don't know if we want to get involved with courtly intrigue and this kind of stuff, or even feasting right now, I want to stay out in the wilderness and quest and do things like that. In that case, we can just skip Scepter Mass. You have to take the consequences for missing Scepter Mass. Remember, you are supposedly required. This is part of your oaths, is to offer fealty, to reaffirm your fealty to the Queen. And then we would just skip to the next season. We would fully skip. We would just go all the way to what's the next one? Harvest.
Yeah. I don't think anybody is well, I can't speak for anybody. I know for a fact that Ted would want to, it'd be very important to Ted. It's very important to me as well. I know that I would like to make it to Scepter Mess. David?
I'll put it this way. I'm very cognizant of everyone's desires here. I do think what we should do is actually skip about 10 or 12 seasons to when me and Matt are seated on the throne.
I'm cool with that.
How
Just
we
don't tell
do?
the other guys.
No, my glory, it's 12. Wow.
I agree. I think we should, going from a rural to an urban setting too. It's just a cool cut. I think this makes a lot of sense.
I think it makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we are going to we will pick it up at Scepter Mass in Actopion in episode 5. Okay, that was a cool episode.
Wow,
Matt. Yeah.
my heart for this invisible pretend horse.
Yeah. And I appreciate you, David, for kind of talking it through, and because I like the way that you were thinking and all that kind of stuff, but I think in the end that was probably the right call.
Yeah, if you sacrifice yourself for this information, I think
that's the beauty of talking about it, right? Like, I think you had a very, very poetic idea there, and us weighing what sort of made sense within the context of our circumstances was perfect. Yeah.
Anyways, I dig it. Cool. So I appreciate you guys talking through it. Great dynamic duo episode, guys. Should be very cool to see what the other guys think about it as well. All right. We'll leave it there. Okay, that has been episode 4 of our Mythic Bastionland campaign of the Adamant Expanse. Thank you, everyone, for watching and are listening. Don't forget you have a solemn duty, which is to like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit the bell icon to get notifications every time we publish new material. If you have the ability, give us a little hype action as well. Don't forget, if you have a little bit of extra cash, might want to hook us up with a Patreon subscription. You will get exclusive access to our Return to Dolmenwood campaign, which is currently ongoing and is really heating up as well. And we would really appreciate the support, regardless if you're into Dolmenwood or not, because it's what keeps us going. Thank you, as always, to David for providing all the awesome artwork and animation and graphics for our OBS overlay. If you're only listening, you should really check it out visually every once in a while. So cool stuff going on. Thank you to all of our paid tier Patreons, our explorers, our delvers, and especially our conquerors. I have the distinct pleasure of reading those names aloud tonight, so you get more of my voice for a couple more minutes. Here we go. We have one brand new conqueror. Welcome, Bad Quail. Thank you so much, Bad Quail, for joining the Conquerors. And the usuals, we have Black Knife Media, Noah Green, Chad Verslewis, Lost Among the Stars, Phytobot, Eric Leander, Sir Reluctant Knightsea, Bastionland, Menelaus, Governor of Schadenguard, Dapper Dinosaur, Berwin, Glintwine, Incunabuli, Scoom, the hot vintage dwarf-on-dwarf action with several horrified elves watching, Knight. Lucifer, Chris Ackroyd, Jaron Goodman, 3C_273, Narrative Erection, Adam McKinney, the When is Mike going to run a crunchy combat amuse bouche Knight? Slip that one in there, nice. Rependulating Splines, nice one. Heath Gordon, Soulslur, Ryan Gunter, Chris Harvey, Bren Kneecleaver, Sorcerius, Bob Toasters, Chris Malon, DM, Cranbox, Oxian, Erica, Hunkering Like Commoners, Iron Knight's All Right for Fighting, Roasted Hogsmeade, Campaign Crux, Awkward Silence, Squire to Sir Mike, Dogleaf, Mike Butts, Old Birdie Lickus Stickus. Actually, let me go back to Awkward Silence, Squire to Sir Mike, because I'm reading that right now, and I realize that the reason he's calling himself Squire to Sir Mike is because Awkward Silence, we actually met in person at Between Two Cons and rolled Mike's dice, and actually rolled really, really well.
Yeah.
So, good job, Awkward Silence. Z Billable, but much needed Refractory Hour. John Busick, Eric Mater, Mark Dyson, Carl Stephenson, Necrotic Gnome, Derek B., Bob Seeger's Night Moves, Eric Manley, Iron Fox Gaming, Boogie Knight, Jeff, Jofo, Brutes Monkeys, the Hot Dog Knight of the 7-Eleven Rolling Table, the Mighty Martian, Noah, AJ, Twee Little Wings, Brett Sullivan, Desiree Marcel, Grizz Loves Games, Chris Rowe, Benjamin, Steve of Bill and Steve, King of Joops, Todd. Those two night hunkers got nubbin on these 4-inchers.
Oh, no.
What? Steve, Thank you, Steve, for just putting Steve. Jeff Marino, Robert Kirkland, Eric Tsunami MD, Yesterday's Glory, Richard Barton, Christian Carter, Dungeon Maestro, Tucker Kid, Good Night, James, Chris Loricella, John Hooker, Mordrew, Zachary Hall, Saps. Now it's time for the Davids. Papa Bear DM, Zach Shiflett, Mercury 605, Squire Quinn, The Knight of Davids, Procyon, Dakota Nielsen, Muzz J. Grobliano, Cameron Maz, Stephen Quisenberry, John and Law Logan, Kabrowskis, The Bruised Knight, Phil, It Was a Dark and Stormy Night, Rocket Frog Eric, Cy, Jeff Samansky, Eric Lawson, Mando NZ, Faisal Bouchawarab, Jimbo WA, Ted Gast, Taru Throat Sheath Mudclump, Andrew Schroker, Jason Jones, MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano Di Maiolo, Ash Gabrielle, Chongus, Hexbrawler Josh is here for Ribble Meads Goats, Arno, Iona, Michael Walker, Mother Romulus, Hand Dandler, Sean Ellis, Summon Toast, Too Rude to Ishvan, Arca Brawl, Dungeon Heart Adam, Scott Yearsley, Kick Maniac, Dire Grew, and the Harbinger of the Mats, Tom Ayer Garrettson, which leads us to the Mats, Matthew Mattis, Mads the Danish Matt, Matt Dwarfs Better Than Mike, Matt Walsh, Matt Koenig, and Matt Young.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for your continued support. And going through that list, I realized that we met so many of you in person last week at Between Two Cons. We were able to put faces to names, and that was super awesome.
So fun.
There's nothing like it. It was a really great time, and thank you all for your support and showing us so much kindness at the con itself. And so we really do appreciate it. Okay, that'll do it for episode 4. We will see you next time for episode 5. Until then, everyone have a great week. Take care.
See you later. Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.